Go. So now we're going to do the Minnie Mouse, and we're going to do it on my arm. Typically it goes on the face, but the forehead we're going to start with the bow, and we start with red. And we're going to do a circle to begin with, and kind of get rid of any puddles that are happening there. And then we're going to do two sides of the bow, and they kind of come around here. This bottom part is a little smaller than the top part, and they're typically a little fatter than wider, just to make it cute and make it look like a cartoon. So kind of short and fat. Don't make them too long out here. And you're going to fill them in. Don't want a lot of water because it'll take forever for it to dry. So just kind of clean up your puddles as you go. Fill it all in. Nice and opaque. You don't want any water lines in there. And then after you get the bow, you're going to keep with the red, and you're going to put two hearts on each cheek, right on the ball of the cheek. Gavin, you have to wait. Mommy's busy right now. Okay. Okay, two hearts like that. All right, and once the red is done like that, then you can move to the black. So the black is going to be the outline and the nose and the eyelashes. And you want to do a thin to thick line. You want to run that brush across your pot like you normally do. You want to start with thin at the top of the bow, and as you're going around the corner, kind of go a little thick. And it kind of gives it kind of a cartoon feel. Again, start thin at the round part, thick around the curve, and stop right there at the little thin line. Same thing on the other side. Start thin at the top, fat around the curve, come in a little bit, kind of give a fun little detail to the inside of the bow. Thin here and thick around the corner. Come up to a point right there to intersect. And you're going to do outline the round part, and round this inside part you can go a little thick, come a little thin around the bottom, and thick around the outside. Okay, and then you're going to do the inside of the bow, and this just kind of is a C swirl. That. It's about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway down here. Kind of comes around, and it, you have an even space around the outside of this. That kind of gives the feeling of the inside of the bow. And then these have a little flick here for the fold of the bow. Okay, so you have that. And then right on the tip of the nose, you're not going to do this very big, about the size of a dime. You're just going to do a little round part right on the button part of the child's nose. Okay, just like that. Not too wet, because we're going to come back in and highlight that. So make sure there's not a lot of puddles on there. Okay, and then we're going to do two eyelashes. So we have a person, this is the forehead, and these are the cheeks, so the eyes, would be right in this area. So I'm just going to show you, here's an eye like this. We're going to take one flick up, the bottom one is longer, and then the top one is shorter, like that. So they're just eyelashes. So it comes out about a quarter of an inch away from the eye. We're going to flick up the longer one on the bottom and the smaller one on the top. So here's the other eye on the other side. Same thing. We're going to do flick up and flick up. Okay, like that. So you have two little eyelashes on either side of the eye and a nose. And then with that, we're going to finish up with some white dots and highlights. So we're going to get a really, really, really wet and thick brush full of white paint. We want that really thick and full like that, because we can only dab these dots one time, otherwise you're going to get pink dots. You can't keep going over it, or you're going to disturb that red and you'll end up getting pink dots instead. Now this design can be done either in red or in pink, and you can ask the child what color they'd rather have. Do you want a pink Minnie or a red Minnie? And then you're going to highlight these on the side like this, a little teardrop, doink. A little teardrop here, doink. And then I would wipe that red off, go back to my paint, and then do the black. Like that. Okay, maybe a little bigger there. Same thing, if you go over it twice, you're going to get black showing. Okay, it's easily disturbing the paint underneath. And that is your Minnie Mouse right there.